at Exchange Place, which is a living historic farm, and it dates back to the early 1800s. It was originally part of a land grant that was given to a Virginia statesman. His name was Edmund Pendleton, and it turned out later that it wasn't in Virginia at all, it was in Tennessee. Pendleton never lived here and never even maybe visited here, but his nephew took a parcel and started this homestead, or this farmstead across the road. All the buildings you see over there are on their original foundations, with the exception of one. Two have been reconstructed, the rest are as they were. So John Gaines was the nephew. He moved on to this portion of the farm, and he kept adding to his holdings until he had what you would call a plantation in another part of the world. He built the main house and the dependencies that you see over there for the most part. I think of him as the Donald Trump of his day. He was very enterprising. He not only had a large farm operation. When he moved on to this property, the old stage road ran along this ridge up here. It's called Eden's Ridge, and it was the main highway between Baltimore and Nashville. And so when he moved onto the property, it was his prerogative to move the roadbed. So he brought it right down past his house so he could take advantage of the traffic. The stagecoach left Blountville, and the travelers would arrive here about 4 hours later. And 4 hours at that time was as long as you could work a horse legally. You could work a man 24 hours a day. So he applied to run a relay station. So he provided a blacksmith so that they could repair any harness, shoe any horses. Also, when they came across the ridge, they would alert the workers here by blowing a horn, and they would have time to go out to the fields and catch fresh horses, and so that the way they could exchange them. That's one reason we think the place was named Exchange Place. Another reason it was named Exchange Place is because in those days there was not a common currency, and so you had to swap your banknotes as you traveled, or people wouldn't accept them if they weren't sure about your bank stability. So he ran a currency exchange and got some commission for swapping banknotes. And about 100 miles was as far as you could go without doing that. He moved here sometime between 1816 and 1820 and built the main house that you'll see over there. He married a childhood sweetheart. He started farming here and living here. Very enterprising. That they had 12 children. I thought he was a pretty busy man. But in 1845, he decided he would move away to Virginia. He put his property up for sale, and Mr. Preston from Abingdon, Virginia, came to look it over. He unhitched a horse and rode around on the property. He spotted a tree that had a carving on it that said, D. Boone killed the bar, on this tree in 1775.